Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Retrograde Entropy, and yeah, there's been a few interesting developments. Most of them good. Actually, I don't know how many developments there've been, but overall things have been pretty good. So, yeah. So there's quite a bit of stuff to go through. So I'm just gonna go through it and see how we go. So, um, yeah. So I've been continuing to try and do walking and stuff like that. My walking every morning. My aim to reach 30 minutes a morning has kind of been stopped a little bit. So you probably know about the whole pyro medication in December, where I stopped taking that for a week and I went downhill and then I went back. Something similar happened just after New Year's. I ran out of one of my B12 tablets that I take in the morning. I didn't go as bad, but I stopped taking after a week, and I probably should have called my naturopath and said, hey, send me some pills, but it was like the first week after New Year's, and I wasn't sure if she was in. I seem to remember, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I remembered that she wasn't in, but it turns out she was in, so anyway. And then, like the first week of January, she called me up and said, hey, we need to have a meeting, because she got the test results back of a test that I did at the end of last year, which I didn't put in any of my recordings because I didn't want to talk about it. It's basically a stool test. Is one of the most disgusting things I ever had to do, and I didn't want to talk about it. So I'm not going to talk about it now. All you need to know is that I did it and we got the results back, and yes, there was some interesting information. Apparently, there's still some stuff that needs to be worked on with my gut, and yeah, so a lot of this is an ongoing process. So anyway, I had the B12, I ran out, I felt like shit. Not as bad as when I lost the pyro medication, I just felt a little bit more off than I normally would. So I had a meeting with her, had a sit down, and she gave me some more pills. A little bit stronger pills, actually, she gave me. And yeah, after it's been like almost a week since then, and they seem to have recovered me, so that's fine. But it's interesting to know, because I was assuming those pills didn't really matter, which was why I wasn't super. I assumed that if I stopped taking them, they weren't going to knock me out, and they did, which sucks. But the information about these pills and the pyros and the testing and all this sort of stuff, it seems like it's starting to come together to put me into a point where I can sort of further refine my medication with my naturopath. And what's even more interesting is with the pyrrole stuff, after I started taking 3 pyrroles a day, I started to feel amazing. And I thought that was just like the pyro was just getting me back to normal, and then my normal was amazing. But it turns out that the extra taking 3 pyrroles a day may have been specifically what was causing me to feel amazing, which my naturopath thinks is the B6. So I've been having a certain amount of B6 per day, and she thinks that we can bump it up even more based on how I felt. So yeah, that would be interesting if for the last couple of years, because I've been taking these pills, the pyro medication, they haven't changed too much. So if for the past couple of years I've been having them and they haven't quite been high enough in the B6, then yeah, that would be interesting. That would be very interesting. Which, yeah, I could say, oh, my naturopath doesn't know what she's doing, but I'd say it's mostly my fault, because I get a pill and it makes me feel better than I was. And I was like, okay, sweet. I'm going to take this pill. I'm not going to stop taking it. I'm not going to change anything. I'm going to focus on taking this pill and then worry about other stuff. Yeah, so at that point, and if she said, oh, I want you to stop taking this pill, I want you to change it, I would say, no, I'm not changing it because that's going to fuck me over. Yeah. So I was very resistant to changing medication. And in a way, me not taking pyro for a week and me not taking the B12 for a week has sort of rocked the boat a bit. And me taking the pyro 3 times a day instead of twice has also rocked the boat a bit. So it's kind of revealed that maybe there are different things we could do that are overall going to be better. But anyway, overall, I'm doing pretty good. I'm not sure if I'm improving. I think I am improving. Let's put it this way. If I had to go back to work right now, I'd be happy. I'd be happy to do that. I've sorted out with my work to do 4 days a week for 2 months, and then hopefully transition to 5 days a week. But I'm fine at the moment. Like, last few days, I've been spending like massive amounts of time on the computer, like 8 hours a day on the computer. Don't feel tired at all. Sometimes I feel a little bit tired, but not fatigued. Like, I spend too much time on the computer. I'm like, ugh. So I go out and I watch a movie. Oh, probably not 8 hours, probably like 6 hours or something like that. But I go out and I watch a movie or I do some stuff. But I haven't felt really fatigued or anything like that. As I said, I've been trying to keep on my walking. Last couple of days, because of the bushfires in Victoria, pretty big news at the moment actually, but massive bushfires. Actually, there's been smoke all over the place. Like, not yesterday, but the day before, I went out in the morning and I was like, all right, let's do a walk. And it was just grey. Everything was just grey. There was smoke everywhere. I walked for like 2 minutes and I was like, there's way too much smoke out here. This is a terrible idea. I'm going back inside. So I went back inside. And then yesterday, the air quality was still pretty crappy. So what I did was I just jumped on the exercise bike, did 10 minutes, no problems on the exercise bike. I still remember before I went on leave, I was doing like 30 seconds and I was doing 45 seconds. And I was like, this is tiring me out. 10 minutes, no problem yesterday. This morning I did 8 minutes. I could have kept going, but I was like, you know what, I'm getting bored. So I didn't, but it's good. It's very, very good. So I think the exercise bike is slightly more tiring than walking. And of course you don't get the fresh air, but yeah, if I end up doing 30 minutes on walking, then maybe I should aim for like 20 minutes on the exercise bike or something like that. Although because the way you exercise and your knees going up and down, I think it tires out my legs a bit more. Like my legs, my quads and my knees feel a little bit out of it on the exercise bike. So it's not a fatigue problem, but definitely walking is better. But I'm not pulling my treadmill back in. I still have it. I haven't got rid of it yet, but yeah, that's way too bulky. The treadmill's way too bulky. So I'm going to stick with the exercise bike, and if it's like bucketing down with rain or something, then I'll just jump on the exercise bike and keep it up on a daily routine. And that's basically what I'm going to be doing at the moment for the next, it's like 2 and a bit weeks until I go back to work. And I'm just going to be trying to cement in my routine. Obviously, I'm hoping I'll still recover, but I don't think I really need to recover. I'm not going to do anything like, limit myself to 2 hours of computer a day and start meditating or blah, 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 anything like that, anything. Yeah, so I'm just going to see how it goes. And yeah, now I have had some interesting food related stuff as well. So I started doing tacos again when I did my cooking last week. And the first 2 tacos I had is basically you got the taco and then you got the meat and you got the cheese. I ate that, a massive headache afterwards, both times. So I was like, something's wrong with this meat. Or something's wrong with something else, I don't know. So what I did was, yesterday, I just heated up the meat and just had the meat. Just spooned it in. Didn't have the taco, didn't have the cheese, didn't have the headache. So I don't know if it's the cheese or the tacos. I have had cheese by itself though, and sometimes I get hungry, so I just get some of the shredded cheese and just eat it. So I'm thinking it's the taco shell, which gives me headaches, which is, because it's just corn. And I have, look at this, corn chips. I have them all the time, no problem. So I was assuming that the taco, like the taco which is made of corn, is just going to be the same thing. And it gives me, like, what the hell, man? It makes no sense. But today I'm going to have, well, actually I forgot to get the meat out yesterday, so the meat's still half frozen. So probably tomorrow I'll have the taco again, the meat and the taco, but no cheese. And if I get a headache, then I get a headache. But yeah, I don't think it's the cheese. I think it's the taco. But I really don't know. I really don't understand it. Ooh. But the good thing is the meat, the mince that I cook up was fine. Didn't have a problem with it. And I've been having a bit more takeaway this week as well. Not really having a problem with it. Sometimes it does knock me out. Like I think I had a pizza yesterday or something like that. No, it was the day before I think I had a pizza. And it made me tired. it knocked me out a bit. So still, if you eat like a pizza and it's got a flour base, and you know what pizza base is like, all flour and stuff, it still knocks you out. It's fine. But the digestive problems, the IBS seems to be slowing down a lot. Like they seem to be a lot better. Although I did have a lot of IBS problems when I stopped taking the B12. That sort of screwed up my stomach majorly, but since I started taking it again, it's been fine. So anyway, overall, pretty good. Yeah, I don't know if I could say I'm recovered, but I feel like I've recovered. I feel like let's put it like this way. I'm gonna have to mirror this because on the camera. So at the start, I was really crappy, and then when I started taking leave, my recovery was like boom. It was like getting a lot better. There was bits and pieces, obviously because of pills and medication stuff, but it's gone up now and it started to level out. So my recovery is going slower and slower and slower. So I don't feel like there's going to be any more major improvements. Like if I take another 2 months off, there's not going to be any other major improvements. So I feel like it's just slow improvements. And maybe when I get up to like half an hour walking per morning, that'll be another improvement, but I'm not going to get there. I thought maybe I could get to half an hour walking every morning by the end of the month. I very much doubt it. I'm being very cautious about it. And yeah, if I jump from like like a 15-minute walk to a 20-minute walk, which I did try like one time, and I felt tired on the way back. I felt fatigued. So that was obviously a bad idea. So it's obviously going to be slow. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to push myself to a nice point, a comfortable point, probably not change anything in the last week or two before I go back to leave. And then say I'm walking like 20 minutes a morning. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to work, and then I'm going to sort of allow it to buffer, bounce around, react. So the first couple of days, my walking may go down to 10 minutes a morning or something like that. Or I don't know what they would go down to, like 10, 12 minutes. I'd feel like crap. I'd feel like I'm pushing myself too hard, so I'd just drop it down. So we start with 20 minutes before I go back to work. And then once I'm at work, I just drop everything down and try and push it slowly up again. And if I feel tired, I just drop it down. And then I get to the point where I'm working 4 days a week at 20 minutes. And then I hold that steady. I wait till that's comfortable. No, don't push it above 20 minutes. Just wait until it's comfortable and do that for 2 months. And then at the end of the 2 months, I go to work 5 days a week. And then I do the same thing again. I let it bounce down. I let it crash. I let it do whatever it needs to do with the walking time and the whatever. And then I get it back to 20 minutes when I'm at 5 days a week. And then I can start to push it up again. So yeah, but it's going to be a very slow process. Everything was a rush when I had leave. Nothing's a rush anymore. I'm at the point where I'm happy. Now I'm not trying to recover anymore during my time off. I'm just going to sit back, relax, say whatever happens, happens. If I feel like I'm improving a bit, it's fine, but I'm not going to sort of try and really increase the rate of improvement. I'm just happy where it is at the moment. And to be honest, there's some things that my naturopath wants to try. Like I've got some extra pills that she wants me to take. I'm going to do them like next week, I think. And then I'll get another set of pills the week after that she wants me to start taking. And they should be like improvements. They're supposed to be improvements. So hopefully they will work quite a bit, which is not great to try and mix them in. But I've already delayed taking these new pills for like over a month. She gave them to me a month ago, and I haven't taken them for a month because of all the pyrrole and the B12 and the blah, 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 blah. So yeah, I'm going to start doing them. I'm going to see how it goes. But anyway, that is pretty much it. And just as a nice validation, I'm starting to feel tired while I'm talking. So there we go. I've been thinking about doing more YouTube stuff with my gaming, because I sort of stopped doing gaming. I haven't done any gaming videos for the last few weeks, and I thought about getting back into it, but this is because I've been getting some feedback on my YouTube channel, like people saying, oh, this is a great video, blah, blah, blah. So I thought about doing some more, but the fact that I'm getting so worn out from just doing this video we'll have to see. If I do some more, it's going to be very, very limited. No more just 4 hours non-stop casting. It's going to be like 15 minutes, maybe half an hour at the most, like every few days, just doing an overview or something like that. And we'll just see. And I'm starting to get a headache right now. I don't know why. Could it be because I'm talking? I don't know. That's very weird. That's very weird. I didn't have a headache before. Why am I getting one now? It's over here, this side of my head. That's crazy. All right, well, I need to go and eat now, so I'm going to finish this video off. For you guys who have been listening along and watching along my videos, I definitely feel like I have gotten to the point where I've recovered from chronic fatigue. And I'm going to have to go in a few months on my work to make sure that the recovery sticks. But after that, I do plan on doing some more videos, like some overview videos, because this has been a very long journey. There's been a crap load of videos. I want to kind of try and do overview videos, sort of guides to recovering from chronic fatigue. Obviously, if you've got different symptoms, different things, different whatever from me, then it may not apply as much. But I feel like there are some common principles, like the idea of resting when you need to rest, exercising when you need to exercise, knowing when those times are, knowing how to, how to step back, how to use your willpower, how to realize when you're going too far, how to realize when you're not doing enough, all that sort of stuff. And obviously some major things like diet, medication. I was really hoping that as I get better from chronic fatigue, I can just stop taking pills. It doesn't seem to be the case. So medication is a far greater part of recovering from chronic fatigue than I previously thought. And it seems like it's is going to be a permanent thing, not a temporary thing, which is bad because it means I keep having to take pills all over the place. Not too bad from a money point of view, but obviously I'll cut down a lot of the pills, maybe just start taking half of the ones I normally take. But it's good because it means that potentially I could have even more energy than I did before I started feeling the chronic fatigue. So before 2017, maybe. I may even be better. Like end of 2017, I crashed really hard. I may be better right now than I was before I crashed. I don't know. Maybe I am. It all depends. I go back to work, and if I feel better, I don't know. It's too long ago. I can't remember how good I was before then. All I remember from before then is whenever I tried to do stuff, whenever I tried to get motivated to do stuff or that sort of thing, I would just feel like, can't be bothered. So, yeah, maybe I am better. I don't know. But I guess we'll just see. We'll just see how it goes. Definitely with this, I felt so good after I was taking that extra pyro medication. I thought that was how I was going to feel forever. Now I'm thinking it's just because I was taking the 3 pyro tablets. So hopefully if we start upping the B6 and other things, maybe I can feel like that permanently. That would be great. So anyway, I'm going to finish the video off now. And yeah, we'll definitely do another video just before I go back to work. But I really don't expect anything to change between now and then. All that's going to change is, not much. Hopefully nothing changes. I may improve a little bit more. I may get more of my diet knocked out. I've been eating some chicken drumsticks the last few days, which was still a bit pink. Like, I cooked them properly, but they were big chicken drumsticks. So I had to put them in longer. I did put them in longer, but some of them are still a little bit pink. I was eating one, actually I haven't had breakfast this morning yet, but I was eating one yesterday. I was like, ooh, it's a little bit pink. Didn't get sick. It's like, what the hell, didn't get sick. And it's just like the last few weeks, like the last couple of weeks that IBS is just, I'm not going to say it's disappeared, but it's really just not as bad. Like I 2 days ago, got a pizza, ate the whole thing, didn't get sick. Got tired, didn't get sick. So I'm not going to say IBS is gone, but I am definitely going to say that the severity of IBS does seem to be tied to the severity of chronic fatigue. So when chronic fatigue improves, IBS improves. That, I'm starting to think there's a definite correlation there, which I'm very happy about, because IBS has been causing me problems for a long time. Like, even before I started feeling chronic fatigue, IBS was still a major pain in the ass. And if that's going away now, then that's really, it does indicate that I am better than before 2017, before I crashed. And maybe I just don't know it. Maybe I was just in a funk for years before 2017. It was like not as bad as the last couple of years, but it was still not as good as I am now. Maybe that's a thing. And I had IBS problems all the way up until as soon as I moved out, pretty much. So that was like 10, 12 years ago. As soon as I moved out, I had that. So who knows? Who knows? But anyway, I'm going to finish this video off now, and yeah, things are looking up. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys later.